Yeah, I mean, but our Oglala Lakota people were one of 7 bands of what we call the Lakota Dakota Nation. And like the Iroquois Confederacy out here, I mean, they had this nation, and what they did was they had a government, they had their own homes, they had their own way of living, and they had their own lifestyle, they had their own spiritual practices, they had everything in place to be a nation, you know, and we did too. We had our own things in place. We had our own homes. I mean, we weren't just tied to one location. What was given to us, I mean, in our spiritual practices was to follow the buffalo. And so we followed the buffalo, and we had people who communicated with Creator. I mean, and what other cultures and other religions call God. I mean, we had men and women who would actually speak with their Creator, and there was open dialogue with them. Creator said, "Where I will give you these lands wherever the buffalo takes you." So I mean, we were called Oglala because, well, I mean, history writes that Oglala means allies, but when you look at it in the old way, Oglala in our language means to pour forth from the mountains. Someone that comes forth from the mountains, or and so when you look at our ancestral homelands of the Yellowstone, Teton Mountains, the Black Hills, the Rocky Mountains, it's kind of in those areas where we traveled and followed the buffalo. And those were to be our homelands. And we had our own government, and we had our own religion, we had our own spirituality. So we were a nation. But one of the things, like when you look at dismantling what has happened to us, then we have to understand that they took all of that away and said, you guys were uncivilized. You know, that's where, you know, the wars with the Lakota people began. And I mean, we literally fought to keep our way alive until it was taken from us. And what's happening now is a result of that. These yeah, the incidences. I mean, it's the result. It's the fallout from that time. You know. Yeah. So when you lose an identity, you're probably pretty much going to flatline. You know, if you don't have your identity, who you are, what you are, and why you are. You can't answer those questions. So you pretty much flatline. You know, just like the operating room. You know, just flatline. Yeah.